Cemetery Advent Day 2. Now we're often told you can't take it with us when we think about our possessions and what will happen to them when we pass over to the other side. But there was one guy who wanted to change that perception, and that was the Chinese Emperor Qin Shi Huang, who died in 210 BC by building a magnificent terracotta army that would serve him in the life ever after. Emperor Qin came to the power at the age of 13, and one of the things he's known for is actually unifying the Great Wall of China, which up until that point had actually been several successive walls of each independent Chinese state. But when he died in 210 BC, it took 700,000 men to build his mausoleum complex. It actually covers 38 square miles. And it's not only full of terracotta warriors, it's full of terracotta acrobats and other professions that were integral to the operation of his court. Now, the actual army was found in 1974 after some local farmers were actually digging for some water wells, and the terracotta figures have been found in successive generations and centuries beforehand locally, so they knew that something was there. Archaeologists have only excavated a tiny fraction of the site. They've actually found incredibly high levels of mercury, because it was said by a noted Chinese historian that when it was first created, that there were several pools of mercury that were created to kind of represent the rivers, and this does indeed translate to the fact that the toxicity of the site does pose a problem for archaeologists. Now, the figures were actually once brightly painted. They were supposed to be lifelike. However, it was found that when they were exposed to modern dry air, the paint would actually flake off in minutes. And so what we see here is actually almost like incomplete versions of how they're supposed to look. There have been a number of recreations actually showing them how they would have looked in their day. Magnificent, glorious things, and frankly, don't we all wish that we could have something in our own tombs and mausoleums that resembled something like that?